Welcome, 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 welcome to the Mind Bug Podcast. Yay! Welcome, welcome, welcome once again, my friend. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking time out to hang out with me. I'm really, really, really appreciative. My name is Wonu Alishe, but sometimes I do go by Amazing Soul. Welcome again to the Mindfuck Podcast. Before we get into today's episode, we have a tradition where I read a list that I titled Reminders to Being Human. And it serves as a reminder to myself, and the intention and the hope is that it also serves as a beautiful reminder to you on your journey. All right. Reminders to being human. Have fun along the journey. Show yourself compassion. Be kind to others. Being complex and being simple can hold true in the same breath. Stay curious. Hold space for pauses. Hold space for not knowing. Never underestimate the power of silence. Nature has a lot of wisdom. Pay attention. There is power in we than I. If nothing else makes sense, come back to love. Pain is our greatest teacher. And the very last one, never underestimate your ripple of existence. Welcome, 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 welcome once again. Yes, so let's get into today's episode. All right. Um, so I want to start with something very ordinary. I mean, a moment many of us are very familiar with. You're lying in bed, your body's exhausted, you've done enough for the day, but your mind won't stop. I mean, your mind keeps replaying conversation, rewriting things you said, imagining what you should have said, running future scenarios, scanning for what might go wrong next, right? And even though nothing is happening right now, your body feel like it's still working overtime. That state, that's what I mean when I talk about being stuck in your head. You see, my friend, for most of my life, I didn't realize how much that state was draining my body. I mean, I thought it was just thinking. I thought it was just being responsible. I thought it was being reflective, right? I didn't realize it was costing me sleep. It was costing me my energy. It was costing me presence and eventually trust in my own body. And for a very long time, I believe my exhaustion came from doing too much. I mean, I believe my exhaustion came from doing too much work, too much responsibilities, too much pressure. But over the years, when I started paying closer attention, something else became very clear to me, right? My body wasn't tired because I was moving too much. No, my body was tired because I was never really landing anywhere, right? My mind was constantly everywhere. I mean, in the past, in the future, in imaginary conversations, in old moments that had already passed. And my body was following my mind into all of those moments. I want to say this very gently. Rumination doesn't stay in the head, it also lives in our bodies. I mean, every replayed memory tightens something in your body. Every imagined outcome activates something in your body. Every what if sends a signal to your body, right? The nervous system doesn't know the difference between a real threat and a vividly imagined one, right? So while your mind thinks it's just thinking, your body is bracing. I mean, your shoulders subtly lifted, your jaw slightly clenched, your breath becomes shallow, your chest feels tight, even when you're sitting still. And I'll tell you this, my friend, for most of my life, that was my baseline. And I didn't even realize it was happening. It was very unconscious. So for me, even after I left the military, especially during those years where my sleep was completely disrupted, there were nights where I remember that my body would feel so exhausted. I mean, truly exhausted that my mind refused to let me rest. And I would be lying on my bed replaying, decisions, conversations, and thoughts running through my mind like, oh, did I do the right thing? Should I have pushed harder? What if I fail at what comes next? Like just those looping thoughts, right? My body wanted sleep, but my mind wanted certainty. And certainty never came, at least years before. And so the loop in my mind continued. What I did not understand then was this: rumination is often a safety strategy. It's not a flaw, it's not a weakness, and it's definitely not lack of discipline. No. It's it's basically your nervous system trying to prevent pain by thinking ahead. Especially if earlier in your life being unprepared had consequences. Especially if you grew up in an environment where mistakes were not met with softness. Especially if you learned that staying alert kept you safer. For me, my system didn't learn to ruminate because it was broken. No. My system learned to ruminate because at some point it helped me to survive. Do you see? But survival strategies don't always age well. No. At some point, the body keeps score, right? So what keeps you safe in one season can quietly drain you in another, right? And rumination is one of those strategies. It's a survival strategy because it keeps the body in a constant low grade activation. Not panic, it's not crisis, it's just readiness, right? I mean, you're always on hypervigilance, you're always scanning, always processing. And I'm telling you from lived experience, that state is so fucking exhausting. It is. I personally started noticing this most very clearly during the day, during my day-to-day activities, not just at night. I mean, I'll be washing dishes and suddenly I'll feel this tightness in my chest. I mean, no clear thoughts, no obvious emotion, just a contraction, right? And before I would immediately try to figure it out, I mean, thoughts that'll come up in my brain would be, what am I thinking? What's wrong? What do I need to fix? And I'm telling you, those thought loops, they only pull me deeper in my head until I started to realize something and I started to try something different. So when that sensation came up again, I would literally stop what I'm doing, right? And instead of analyzing, I just observed. And I just told myself, I would just tell myself, I am noticing a sensation in my chest. That's it. I know I've shared this before, but it works. I mean, no story, no meaning, no fixing, just noticing. And I would stay with that sensation for about 90 seconds. Sometimes I can hold it longer, sometimes it's way less than 90 seconds, but at least I notice it. And over time, something surprising started to happen. The sensation did not disappear, no, but it started to soften, right? Not because I calmed it, not because I changed it, because I stopped feeding it with the mental loops. Do you see? Right? This is something that no one really tells us, right? The body gets tired not only from what we do, but from what we mentally rehearse. And every time you replay an old moment, the body re enters it. Every time we imagine a future conflict, the body prepares for it. So when people say, I don't know why I'm so tired, right? I often wonder to myself, right? How many conversations are you carrying that are not happening right now? I mean, how many moments are you reliving that are already over? I mean, how often is your body working without your permission? For me, this became especially clear in my personal relationships. I noticed how much energy went into thinking about connection instead of being in it. I mean, I would always replay past interaction. I would anticipate reactions. I would read between the lines that were not even there. I mean, at some point, that mental activity, it felt productive, but it left my body very tense. And when I finally started dropping out of my head and into the sensation in my body, even briefly, something shifted. It wasn't immediately, it wasn't dramatically, but very subtly, right? My shoulders lowered more often, my breath deepened without effort, and my sleep improved over time. And I will say this, it wasn't because life became easier. No, it was because my body was not constantly being pulled into imaginary timelines. You see, my friend, rumination freezes the body in time. It keeps part of you living there instead of here, right now. And your body pays the ultimate price. I mean, fatigue, brain fog, digestive issues, restlessness, sleep disruption, and the list goes on and on. Not because something is wrong with you, but because your system is overworked. I want to be very clear about something. This is not about stopping your thoughts. No, because that's not even realistic. You can't stop your thoughts from coming up in your mind. This is about interrupting the habit of living inside your thoughts, even for a few seconds, especially through your body. That's what this is about. Because the body is always in the present moment. Do you hear that, my friend? And when you bring attention there without trying to change anything, your nervous system gets a break. It might be a small one, but it's a real one. If you're listening to this, my friend, and thinking, man, I live in my head all the time, I want you to know this. And I will always keep saying this every time on the show. There is nothing wrong with you. Your system is intelligent. It learned what it learned for a reason. But you are allowed to update your system gently, slowly, without force. Not by thinking your way out of it, but by noticing your way back in your body. I mean, back to your sensation in your body. back to your breath, back to the body that has been working so damn hard for you all these years, right? I'll tell you this right now. I still ruminate sometimes. I still do it. I still catch my mind running ahead. But you see, the difference now in my life is that I notice sooner. And when I notice, I pause. Do you see? I feel my feet. I feel my chest. I feel the chair beneath me. That's what I notice sooner in my life now. And for a moment, my body gets to rest. Not because everything in my life is solved, but because nothing is actually happening right now. If there's one thing I hope you take from this episode, it's this. Your exhaustion, my friend, may not mean you need more discipline. No. Hear me out. It may mean your body needs relief from constant mental rehearsal. And that relief doesn't come from fixing your thoughts. Oh my God, no. Because you can't fix your thoughts. It comes from letting your body land in the present moment again and again and again and again. It's a muscle. Even if it's 90 seconds at a time, that's not small. That's how trust rebuilds. If this resonated with you, I want you to sit with it. Not in your head, my friend, in your body. Sit with it. And notice what happens when you stop trying to solve and simply allow yourself to be here. Allow your body to be present. That might be the most restorative thing you can do to yourself today. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening. And I'm sending you so much love from my heart to yours. Thank you.